Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. There are times in life when not saying anything is more important than saying something. When a choice that was meant to be private and sacred becomes a show, a headline. And in the ever-watching world of reality television, privacy is often the first victim. Michele was aware of this. She had felt the pressure of being watched before. There are cameras at her house. Questions she didn't want to answer. A country seeing her fall in love with Manuel Valles, fight with him, cry with him, and laugh with him. She felt she had gotten through the worst of the attention. She felt she had come to terms with her popularity. But nothing could have prepared her for this. It was the 6th of July, a day of the week. The July heat made the air heavy. Ashley was still in bed when her phone buzzed 3 times in a row. She didn't pay any attention to it at first, but the vibrations kept going. She opened her eyes and put her palm on her belly without thinking. Her belly was 5 months old, a belly that had only recently started to show in the mirror, and it got bigger every day. A belly that stood for optimism, fear, and everything else in between. She was still sleepy when she grabbed for the phone. What she saw made her blood run cold. Screenshots, direct messages, tags. Her name is all over the place. 3 pictures. 3 private, vulnerable, bright images from her baby shower, which was a secret, off-the-grid affair conducted weeks ago with stringent no-phone regulations and just 12 people. She had been so careful. Every element had been thought out ahead of time. The ceremony started with a sage cleanse, and then each woman wrote down a wish for the baby in a circle. It had been holy. It had been safe. In the first picture, she was wearing a white lace gown and stood in front of a hand-woven floral arch. She was gently holding her bump with her hands. Her face seemed calm with her eyes closed, almost godlike. The second was Manuel, who was kneeling and kissing her stomach. His face was raw and full of respect. If you looked closely, you could see a tear on his cheek. He was awestruck by the occasion and by the idea that they had come this far after so much trouble. The third and most personal was a candid. Ashley was laughing when Manuel murmured something in her ear, and she threw her head back. They hadn't even seen the photographer take the picture. It was only for them. A memory. These pictures weren't supposed to be seen by the public. They belonged to her. Theirs. Not for promotion, but for remembrance. Within a few hours, the pictures had spread to fan pages, gossip blogs, and Reddit discussions. The news spread like wildfire. Michele is going to have a baby. Surprise baby news rocks the 90-day fiancé world. Ashley and Manuel expecting their first child after the show ends. Some fans were happy. Some people guessed. Everyone had something to say. But inside their house in Rochester, New York, Ashley was falling apart. Manuel saw her on the kitchen floor with her phone face down next to her and 1 plate of toast that she hadn't finished yet. She hadn't touched it. She couldn't. She was in tears. Not because of shame, but from something deeper. From a wound that had opened up again without notice. This wasn't simply about a picture. It has to do with control. It was about trauma. It was about how history tends to repeat itself. Ashley had lost a baby before, years before this one. A baby she never talked about on camera. A loss that she had hidden under layers of resilience, sarcasm, and spirituality. Manuel was the only one who realized how much that loss plagued her. How she still lighted a candle on the due date. How she kept the ultrasound in a drawer next to the bed. This pregnancy had been a peaceful blessing. A pledge that only she and Manuel knew about. They had been trying to become pregnant for months. Only close family members knew. Her birth attendant. Her best friend. No one else. And suddenly everyone on the internet knew. It felt like the universe had taken away all of her magic. She didn't get to tell the news her way. She didn't obtain that holy moment. She felt naked. Like someone had opened her diary and displayed the most personal page without asking. In the next few hours, thousands more comments came in. A few were nice. Some were mean. Not sure. Intrusive. Was she trying to hide the pregnancy because it's not Manuel's? I thought they were done. I guess a baby will bring them back together. She seems too big to be only 5 months. Ashley read all of the comments. Everyone. That night, she sat up in bed and stared at the blue light of her phone, scrolling through it over and over. And suddenly she was gone. No posts. No stories. No answers. No signs of life. 3 days went by. Finally, Manuel posted. A square that is black. Plain white text. Please respect our privacy while we go through this. But the harm had already been done. The storm had already come. The couple was shaken behind the scenes. Ashley couldn't get to sleep. Her blood pressure went up. Her midwife, worried, told them to decrease their stress and back off. They thought about moving. They thought about quitting Instagram for good. And for a while they did. Nobody knew at the time that the leak had come from someone Ashley trusted. A cousin. A woman she had known since she was a child. A person who had stood in the circle and lit a candle for the child. Who had hugged her and said, "I can't wait to see her." She had sent the URL to Dropbox. I sent it to a buddy. And somehow it had gotten to a blogger. Ashley didn't know if it was out of malice or carelessness. She didn't say anything to her. She couldn't. The sadness was already too much. She thought her body wasn't even hers anymore. Like her womb was open to the public. Her happiness was taken away from her. Ashley wouldn't be able to speak again for weeks. It started with a support group for people who were going through the same thing. Other women who had gone through the same thing. A nurse. A model. A celebrity from another reality show. They had a conversation. They wept. They penned messages to their unborn children, pledging to keep them safe. Ashley read her letter to Manuel by candlelight one night. He held her hand the whole time. He also cried. Ashley took a breath for the first time in weeks. Then came the big change. A fan. Ashley got a letter from a 13-year-old girl with leukemia. "Your pregnancy gives me hope. I know you didn't want to tell me, but I'm pleased you did. Because I now believe in fresh starts." Ashley cried for an hour after she read it. The next day she went live. No makeup on. No filter. Only Ashley. She didn't plan it. She didn't want it. But maybe the pain has a reason. This infant might have already been making a difference. So she was going to provide. On her own terms. And thus, a new chapter began. Ashley and Manuel started a series called Growing with Grace. Vlogs every week. Updates that are honest. No producers, no scripts, no glam. They filmed visits to the doctor before the baby was born. The sound of the heart beating. Ashley is weeping because her feet are swollen. Manuel is learning how to swaddle a teddy bear. Her need for vinegar. His deep breathing exercises while he changed diapers. It was a mess. It really happened. It helped me get well. And fans loved them more than ever before. Ashley got her authority back over the next 2 months. She talked about losing a baby. About how we see our bodies. About how lonely it is to live in the shadow of fame. About the guilt of being happy after something bad happens. She made poetry out of her suffering. Then on a Sunday night, Ashley put up a video. There was soft piano music playing in the background. Manuel was the one taking the picture. Ashley stood in front of the identical flower arch that had been during her baby shower. Her belly is becoming a lot bigger. Her eyes were full with tears. She grinned. "She'll be here in a few weeks. We're afraid. We are thankful. We're ready." The whole globe saw. Not because they had taken a moment, but they were asked to come in. Ashley and Manuel were stronger than ever in the last few weeks of her pregnancy. It wasn't because they had avoided pain, but because they had faced it. Together. The leak had ruined their plans. But it hadn't broken them. Instead, it showed who they really were. Loving fiercely. Very spiritual. And more determined than ever to make something real in a world full of lies. Ashley Michele is still waiting. Her daughter will be here any day now. Not in secret. Not in shame. But in the sunshine. Millions of people welcomed it. Her parents kept her safe. And always a part of a story that started with a betrayal, but grew into something holy. A reminder that even if someone steals your story, you still get to write the finale. This gossip is over. If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.